Got some more questions. Somebody asked, does the timing of food matter? As in, should you stick to 3 solid meals or graze during the day? Great question. Do calories matter? And then her problem, she said, was she has trouble when she goes to restaurants. She'll look to the salad section and think she should order something really healthy, but then the other foods appeal to her more. They taste better. I guess she calls them the bad foods, which I think we can all relate to. You have the best intentions in the world when you go to a restaurant, but then you hear the specials or you see that your dining companions are getting lasagna or burgers or fries and you no longer want the salad. So I totally get that. So let's start with the first question, which is, does timing of food matter? This is a really good question, I think. The timing matters, and I'm going to talk about this more in Module 6 about circadian rhythms. So the timing does matter. I would much rather see you eat more of your food earlier in the day versus eating minimally during the day and eating a lot at night, which a lot of people do. But I think what her question was, she was asking, should you just have 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or should you be eating every couple hours to like speed your metabolism? I know when I first started practicing nutrition, we were always told to tell our clients, especially if they're trying to lose weight, that you needed to eat something every couple hours because that speeds your metabolism. It's like you're keeping the furnace burning. We no longer really believe that's true. But the big thing about meal timing for PCOS is you have to know your body and you have to know what makes you feel good. But put it this way, you don't need to have snacks in between meals. It's not actually speeding your metabolism. But some women do need snacks because if you go too many hours without eating, you might feel like you get kind of shaky or weak or lightheaded, or you start really craving sweets, and then at your next meal you're starving and you eat too much. And this is a problem, I think, when people go too long between lunch and dinner. There might be, let's say you have lunch at 12 and dinner is at like 8. It's like way too long. By the time dinner comes, you just eat too much, and that's the worst time of the day to eat, is a huge meal at night. So in that case, I probably would say you should have a snack in the afternoon. But for example, between breakfast and lunch, you probably don't need a snack. If you're having breakfast at like 9 and lunch at 1, you probably don't need a snack. But if you get super hungry or feel like you have low blood sugar at like 11, then have a little snack, have a couple nuts or have something small. But you don't need to have snacks in between meals. As a matter of fact, if you feel like you don't need them, it might be a good idea not to have them, because when you're not eating, you're not raising your blood sugar, you're not making insulin. It's almost like you're kind of giving your body a rest. So don't feel like you have to have the snacks. You definitely don't need a snack after dinner, right? I mean, you've had a meal at like 7, you probably aren't really hungry at 9, you just want a snack, which we'll talk about. And you can have something, but you don't need it. So I think the time when I think most people may actually need a snack would be sometime in the afternoon. So you have to go by what works for you. And you could also try to have like a later breakfast, so you give your body a little more time without food. So let's just say if you have dinner at 7, maybe you could have breakfast at like 10. That way you give yourself, those hours, the longer hours in between. It's kind of like time restricted eating. So it's good to give your body some time without eating. So her next question was, do calories count? The bottom line is, if one of your goals is to lose weight, they kind of do. And I'm not going to say you should all start counting calories if you want to lose weight. I like to start with people eating, healthy types of foods, trying to cut out as many sugary foods as you can, eating healthier types of carbohydrates in moderate portions, combining with protein, fat, and fiber, having like nice balanced meals. But let's just say you're doing that and you're not losing weight. Assuming you're doing everything else right, because other things I would look at first before I would tell you to count calories would be, are you getting enough sleep? Are you trying to manage your stress? Are you getting in enough exercise or movement during the day? Is your diet, are you eating healthy kinds of foods? Are you eating balanced meals? Because the goal would be, if you can help to regulate your hormones, you will eventually be able to lose weight. Are you eating foods that are good for the gut? Are you eating minimally processed foods? So let's just say you're doing all of that and you're not losing weight, and you really want to lose weight. I might suggest that you try to count your calories a little bit, as long as it doesn't like make you obsessed, because that's not what you want. But calories do count, and if people say it doesn't, I don't agree with that. I do think they do, but I don't think it should be the first thing you should do. I think you should do everything else And as you help to balance your hormones, you should be able to lose weight. And then in terms of the whole restaurant thing, I totally get you on that one. A couple options right there is you could, if you're with, I'm sure you're eating with somebody else in a restaurant, you're not by yourself, I would imagine, but maybe with your dining companion or a group of people, maybe you could get like a super healthy option and just have taste from somebody else. So you're not getting your own lasagna or your own chicken parmesan. You're getting a healthy-ish portion, but you have a little bit of somebody else's so you don't feel totally deprived. I tell a lot of my clients to, let's just say you love pasta, right? Maybe to get a fish dish and a pasta dish. You're with your significant other and you mainly have the fish dish, but you have maybe a third of the pasta dish. So you get to taste something else, but you're not getting the whole thing by yourself. The other thing is if you don't go out to dinner that often, you can certainly have like a treat meal or something once in a while, but if you're going out to dinner once a week and you want to get a massive order of veal parmesan or burger and fries, it's probably not the best thing. I think it comes down to portion sizes, and maybe there are some other things on the menu that are that aren't as boring as a salad. Maybe there's some kind of grilled fish or some kind of chicken dish or something, and then maybe you could have a small portion. Maybe, let's say chicken parm, I'll use that example. It's your favorite thing in the world. Maybe you could order it, but tell them to also bring you a side order of steamed broccoli or a side order of a salad with dressing on the side. And maybe tell them to only bring you half the order of chicken parmesan and wrap the rest up and you'll take it home to eat for other meals. So it'll come down to portion sizes. So to summarize, I think to share with your dining companion, get a really healthy dish and then maybe a not so healthy dish and you have a little bit of the not so healthy dish, or you get what you want but get a healthy thing on the side and wrap it up and take a lot of it home so you'll get a couple other meals out of it. Or if you're with a bunch of people, try and get some healthy dishes and just taste the other stuff that's not so healthy, because you don't want to feel deprived all the time. You can't always stick to salads all the time, but if one of your goals is to eat healthy and lose some weight, you do have to watch it. So try those, see if